This video is going to take a quick look and give you an overview of quadratic linear systems. Remember back when we first started systems of equations and we did two lines, for instance, and we did a graphic representation and we did an algebraic solution. So what does our answer really mean? If you think about what the answer really means, graphically it's a point, but that is a point that is a solution in both equations. It satisfies the conditions set forth by both of those constraints. Remember, these could be real life problems. When does the price of renting a car at company A equal the price of renting a car at company B, etc. So how many solutions are there to a quadratic linear system? Well, if you think about it, the one that we had on our intro page, it had two solutions. Here, my line crosses my parabola in two places. But if I slide that down just a tad, it's possible that they will only intersect in one point, or that they may never intersect at all. So there are a possibility of two solutions, one solution, or no solutions. Now, there are also different methods to solving these. So we can solve it graphically. We have to be sure to be careful of all of those details. Okay, the details are very, very, very important. Be sure to label both graphs and all solutions on the graph. The downfalls of graphing, well, I think you know it's the same as they were before. If you're not very meticulous, you might not have a clear intersection and then it's not exact. So you do have to be careful with this, but when you're asked to solve it graphically, you don't have a choice. So solve using a graph, label both graphs, label all solutions. Pause here and graph away. So does yours look like mine? You should have a label for your parabola, you should have a label for your line. You should label both solutions and you should give an answer. Look at this very carefully. Step 1, my parabola is labeled. Step 2, my line is labeled. Step 3, both of my points of intersection are labeled. And then step 4, I clearly stated my solutions. You should also check those. It's very important and it doesn't take but a minute to plug them in mentally in your head. Now, we can also solve algebraically. And even when you're given a graph, if you have time, you can go back and solve it algebraically. There's no rule against doing extra work. And that's a great way to check your solution. How would you solve this? Well, there's different ways to solve it, but the easiest way is probably substitution. And what am I going to do? Well, I have y's here. So they're both equal to each other, and I can plug in and then I can solve. So why don't you go ahead and solve that first one and come back to check your answer. Okay, this is everybody's favorite, this guy. Everybody likes to make mistakes here. This is a very easy quadratic equation to solve. Learn it well. It pops up all the time and it tricks so many students. Please look at it carefully and try to commit it to memory. All you do is that wonderful three-letter shortcut. GCF. GCF. X is a GCF. You factor it out. You get x equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, so x equals -2. It's a very, very simple way to solve it. And then you do have to go back and solve for y. So when x equals 0, y equals 1. So I'm going to write that solution, 0, 1. When x equals -2, I plug in and I get -2, -3. You have a couple more there to solve. Go ahead, solve them on your own, and come back and check your answers. So for the second one, I got 1/2, 2 1/2, or 3, 5. For the last one, this one's kind of an interesting question. This is where we have the same value twice. So I would get x equals -1, x equals -1. Well, obviously that's really just one solution there. When you factor this, you're able to get x plus 1 times x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, you should have had x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0, which factors into x plus 1 times x plus 1 equals 0. And the only solution there is -1, 1. So if you feel like practicing, there are more in your practice packet, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a great night.